Hi, this is Jose Antonio Vargas from the Washington Post, and this is my latest installment of my video blog. And the topic this time is actually the other side of the web. I mean, we've heard about how the candidates are raising a record amount of money online, they're generating buzz online, Representative Ron Paul, Senator Barack Obama, and of course they're attracting really an online grassroots support for each of the candidates. Really. But on the flip side, on the downside to that is kind of like the ugly, hateful, dirty web. And really what's going on is if you go to Wikipedia, for example, Senator Barack Obama's entry sometimes gets vandalized. Obama is changed to Osama. Sometimes there are racial epithets that actually are in his profile on Wikipedia. Mitt Romney, whose sons are blogging up a story on mittromney.com. Actually, their blog, Five Brothers, have been parodied a lot on the web. Rudy Giuliani and YouTube. All you got to do is go to YouTube and find all of the anti-Giuliani videos. They're all there. But on top, more than any other candidate right now in the primary season, the person who's getting attacked the most is actually Senator Hillary Clinton. The largest Facebook group against a candidate, which has about over 520,000 members, is a group called Against Hillary Clinton. I'm actually sitting here right now in an apartment in Columbia Heights in Washington, D.C., and I'm sitting in the living room of the guy who created probably the most popular YouTube video so far this year called Vote Different. His name is Vellis, and I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Let me introduce you to him. Your last name?
Vellis. Phil Vellis.
Okay, I'm just going to let you say that because I don't think I can pronounce that. So, by the way, this is the first question I wanted to ask is, when you made this video called Vote Different in March, right? I remember actually emailing you on YouTube and not getting a response back. But when you made this video, you were working for Blue State Digital, which is a company contracted with Senator Obama. But you've said that the video had nothing to do with Obama's campaign, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Blue State Digital works with a lot of clients. Yeah. Obama being one of them, being a very prominent one, a big client of theirs, but they work with a lot of clients. But no, this is something I just did on my own. And the company had nothing to do with it. That's when my involvement in the video came out. Yeah. I wanted to leave. The company, had to dismiss me at that point because it was a conflict of interest, even though they had other clients there. The whole deal.
But basically, the whole premise of this video, again, it's called Vote Different, right? What's the name of it? Is that Obama as the Apple, and Hillary Clinton as the PC, right? And actually, so I wanted to ask you, what was the goal? What was the message of this video?
Well, you just said it right there. It's old versus new. Change versus more of the same. And that is a great commercial for many reasons because of the rivalry between Apple and IBM and later Apple and Microsoft. Yeah. Based on the George Orwell books, there are a lot of things that are out there in what people call the zeitgeist, popular culture. And this feud between Hillary and Obama was just starting. A couple months before that, they had pretty friendly relations. You saw them joking around. I think she, campaigned for him in 2004. Things around that time started to get really icy. Yeah. And so the goal of the video, and of course I had no idea that it was going to get so big. I thought, people
passed 4 million hits now. About 4 million hits.
Something like that. Something like that. But so I thought it was, people would pass it around. I didn't think it would be so huge. But what I just really wanted to make a statement.
And how long did that take to make?
First of all,
the video itself was what, 5 minutes?
Oh no! The video is about 1 minute and 15 seconds, something like that. Actually, I did the video right here at this table while we're sitting.
Right here?
Right here on this cheap Pier 1 table I got on sale. It took about 5 hours to do. It's
5 hours.
Yeah, it's a weird thing is I make a lot of videos before and after, and you never know what's going to take a lot of time. This one happened to just go really quickly, and that's pretty quick for something like that. I went out and had brunch. Came back, instead of reading the paper like I normally do on a Sunday or watching TV, I made this video. I then went out later that evening. We had dinner for a friend. Didn't really even mention it. I knew that I had to kind of keep quiet about this. Woke up in the morning, took a look at it again, and said, this is good enough.
Put it on YouTube.
Put it on YouTube.
And the other question that I had for you then is this idea, as I said, Senator Clinton is by far the most targeted person online. And it's not just conservatives who are targeting her, it's also Democrats and actually independents. It's both men and women, young and old. Why do you think this is? Why is she such a targeted person online?
Well, she's the only person in both parties who is a clear frontrunner. I mean, if you look at the Republican side, there are several people that are out there that could be the nominee. It's really anybody's guess. On the Democratic side, there's several strong candidates who still can win. It's not
Obama,
inevitable.
Edwards.
But in the mind of the media right now is that, it's Hillary's race to lose. And also, Republicans are in such bad shape right now that there's a good chance that whoever the Democrats nominate will be the president. So she's attracting fire from all sides. She's attracting fire from Democrats, Republicans. It'll get better for her in some ways, if she's the nominee in the general election, because the Democrats will lay off her. The Republicans will heighten their attacks, but at least she'll have some more people backing her up right now.
Well, let me ask you this question: If Hillary Clinton does become the nominee and Rudy Giuliani becomes a Republican nominee, what is that going to mean, you think, for the web next year, for the general election?
Well, it'll be very, very, very interesting. I mean, you got a lot of fodder with those people. Not only do they have long careers, very distinct personalities, and also they have a huge amount of urban legends that are built around. So they're titanic figures on the stage. I mean, it's going to be a mess.
Do you think it's going to be an even uglier? What's interesting now is it's not just the campaigns themselves that are going to be attacking each other.
Right.
It's going to be people like you sitting in the living room somewhere, making a YouTube video.
I think that in a lot of ways we're reverting right now to 19th century politics. During the Cold War, all these great ideas sprung up, like politics ends at the water's edge. We got the Soviet Union. We got to stick together. As the Cold War has faded, people have gotten a lot more raucous in political activity. Right now, I'm just actually reading a book about Abraham Lincoln and how he won the nomination and what went on. And Abraham Lincoln, he's a saint. He freed the slaves, he saved the Union. But even during his administration, his own cabinet members are plotting against him and talking behind his back and saying he was an idiot and all sorts of stuff like that. That's 19th century politics. You had pamphleteers, you had partisan newspapers. With some of these newspapers, the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, it's called the Democrat Gazette because it was a Democratic paper. The New York Times is a Republican paper. The idea of objective journalism really wasn't around very much. Objectivity was a result of the two sides battling it out. And that's what I think is happening now. You're going to have some people, like organizations that you work for, where people are objective journalists, and we need that. But you're also going to have bloggers and people out there like me, citizens, partisans, that are battling it out. And just as long as everyone has access to the same tools,
that's
fine,
Okay. Well, thank you again for having us. As I said, we are right here in your living room. And again, this is Jose Antonio Vargas from the Washington Post, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.